The diplomatic chamber aboard the Varathian flagship hummed with tension. Ambassador Elsa Martinez stood perfectly still, her hands clasped behind her back, while the alien tribunal observed her with their multifaceted eyes. Beside her, Zia Chen fidgeted with the translation device clipped to his collar, his usual composure slipping. "This is absurd," Zia muttered under his breath. "We came here in peace." The Varathians had intercepted their colony ship 3 days ago, demanding explanations for humanity's expansion into what they claimed was protected space. Now they insisted on verification through their most trusted method, a telepathic scan by their High Inquisitor, Kralvesh. Kralvesh descended from the elevated platform, his crystalline body refracting the chamber's violet light into dancing patterns across the walls. He was considered one of the most powerful telepaths in the known galaxy, capable of reading the deepest thoughts and detecting even the faintest deception. "The female will submit first," Kralvesh announced, his voice resonating through everyone's minds rather than spoken aloud. Elsa stepped forward without hesitation. She'd been through worse, survived the Mars rebellion, negotiated with the Centauri hive, even walked away from a crashed shuttle on Europa. A mind-reading alien didn't frighten her. "Just remember," Zia whispered, "think peaceful thoughts." Elsa nearly smiled. If only he knew what actually ran through a human mind. Kralvesh extended one crystalline appendage toward her forehead. The moment contact was made, his confident demeanor shattered. His eyes widened, their facets spinning wildly. The colors in his body shifted from calm blue to violent crimson. Then he screamed. It wasn't a sound that came from any vocal apparatus. It was pure telepathic anguish, a psychic shriek that drove every Varathian in the chamber to their knees. Even Zia stumbled backward, clutching his head. Kralvesh collapsed, his crystalline form cracking as it hit the floor, completely unconscious. Chaos erupted. Varathian guards rushed forward, weapons drawn but trembling. Medical personnel swarmed around their fallen inquisitor. The tribunal members stared at Elsa with what could only be described as terror. "What did you do?" the lead tribunal member demanded, his mental voice shaking. Elsa raised her hand slowly. "Nothing. I just stood here." "Impossible!" Kralvesh has read 10,000 minds across 100 species. Never has this happened. Zia recovered enough to approach Elsa's side, though he kept glancing at her uncertainly. "Ambassador Martinez is telling the truth." She made no aggressive action. The medical team managed to revive Kralvesh after several tense minutes. The High Inquisitor's body had dulled to a sickly gray color, and he trembled violently. When he finally spoke, his mental voice was barely a whisper. What are they?" "They are humans," the tribunal leader said. "From the species that calls themselves—" "No." Kralvesh's appendages twitched spasmodically. "No species should be like that. Their minds. There is no silence, no peace, no single stream of thought." He turned his fractured gaze toward Elsa, who stood calmly amidst the pandemonium she'd inadvertently caused. "I touched her consciousness for merely a fraction of a moment," Kralvesh continued, his voice growing stronger with horror. "In that instant, I experienced everything." She was thinking about 17 different things simultaneously, analyzing our body language, reviewing the terms of the negotiation, remembering something called breakfast, worrying about her brother back home, calculating trajectory vectors, humming a song, feeling an itch on her shoulder, planning her next 3 sentences, wondering if we find her attractive, missing someone named David, being hungry, being tired, being alert, questioning her life choices, and managing at least 4 completely different emotional states at once. The chamber fell silent. Every Varathian stared at the humans with newfound understanding and fear. "That was just the surface," Kralvesh whispered. "Beneath that, there were memories. Millions of them. Not organized, not filed away. All accessible at once, all interconnected. And beneath that, imagination. Endless, chaotic imagination." She was simultaneously remembering her past, experiencing her present, and simulating dozens of possible futures. Her mind isn't a stream of consciousness, it's an ocean, a storm, a hurricane of thought that never stops, never rests, never focuses on just one thing. Zia cleared his throat. "Is that not normal?" "Normal?" Kralvesh's laugh was tinged with madness. "Boy, I have touched the minds of crystalline philosophers who think in pure mathematics,
Hive minds that share one thought among millions,
and ancient beings who contemplate single questions for centuries. But humans, He shuddered. Humans are chaos given form. Beautiful, terrible chaos. The tribunal members conferred in rapid, silent telepathic exchanges. Finally, the leader spoke aloud, perhaps for the humans' benefit. We understand now why you expand so quickly, why you adapt so rapidly, why you seem so unpredictable. He made a gesture that might have been respect or might have been fear. You do not think, you explode with thought. Every moment, every second, you process what would take us hours. Elsa finally allowed herself a small smile. We call it the human condition. Most of us wish we could turn it off sometimes. I attempted to read just one human mind for 1 second, Kralvesh said, still trembling, and it nearly destroyed me. How do you live with it constantly? Practice, Elsa said simply. Now about our colony rights? The tribunal leader made a sweeping gesture of surrender. Take the space. Take all the space you wish, just please don't make us touch your minds again. As Elsa and Zia returned to their shuttle, the younger diplomat couldn't contain his grin. Did we just negotiate the best treaty in human history because our brains are too chaotic? Elsa pulled up the colony charter on her datapad, already thinking about resource allocation, crew assignments, and whether they'd packed enough coffee. Zia, she said, humanity has always succeeded not despite our chaos, but because of it. While they think one thought, we think 1,000. That's not a weakness. She glanced back at the Varathian flagship, where Kralvesh was likely still recovering from his brief glimpse into human consciousness. That's our superpower. The shuttle doors closed and humanity's expansion continued, one beautifully chaotic mind at a time.